when you're debugging, always try to do just one thing. It's really tempting to be like, ooh, let me fix this too. Let me fix this too. Try to just fix one thing at a time and see if that changes the output. See if that changes the functionality of the program. When you try to change multiple things, that's when you get yourself into trouble. So you want to check to see if user input equals left. I mean, this looks like a really good condition to me. I would definitely say user room is greater than or equal to what, 4, not 3?
All right.
Because you've got 5 rooms, and that would be index 4, right?
Yeah. So we don't need this condition anymore, right? Because this works.
You don't need the user input equals left. You want to have this condition instead in place of user input equals left. And then you definitely want to print some sort of warning, obviously. Yeah. So,
All right.
like I said, that user room greater than or equal to 3 should probably be 4.
So if the user room is less than or equal to 0, and user input is left, that is not possible. Or if it's right and greater than or equal to 4, that is not possible.
Right.
Okay, so let's go right. So we're in 3, we're in 4. So now I'd say it should not be possible if I do it again.
Correct. Hey.
All
All right. Now go left.
So 3, 2, 1.
Should get to 0.
All right. Now it should say that is not possible.
Sweet. Look at that.
There we go. That's nice.
Now you you could even customize that error message. So let me just throw an idea at you. You could say something like, go ahead.
I'm saying that's so weird because this didn't work the first time I did it. That's why we put it in the hashtag thing, and we just simplified it. But now it does work.
So that's why I'm saying be really careful about just trying to solve only one problem at once, because you can confuse errors with each other. Like you could be like, well, I tried this, but then you might have had another error elsewhere that was causing this to not work. And so it's really easy to confuse your fixes, and then you can get really frustrated. So again, just try to solve one problem at a time, and which sounds a lot easier than it actually is, because sometimes you don't know what the problem is in the first place. Debugging is an art. It is very difficult. So I am suggesting that you have some sort of error message like I'm putting in this comment here. There is no room to your blank. Try again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you can customize this error message for the left and right, and you could have a different condition to see if someone can go upstairs or downstairs, right? Because based on their floor number, they definitely wouldn't be able to go upstairs or downstairs. You're already checking down here to see if they're at a staircase, but if they're not, I mean, I'll leave it up to you. Maybe that's giving them too much information, saying like you're at the top floor, you can't go any further. But you know, there are other conditions that you could put in here that could be helpful for the user. Especially, it looks like you've got the grab stuff. That's great. So saying inventory is full. Now down here, what is this item? What is that item variable?
I think item refers to like so the inventory is made of 3 slots.
Hey Milo.
And then each slot in the inventory is, so it starts off with 1. Inventory is 1, or aka the first member in the inventory list. So inventory is actually 0. And that, so if inventory Like if it gets a sword, the first slot, the first member is now taken. So item now goes to the second spot in the inventory list. Then if something is taken, like like a magic stone, it goes to the third spot in the inventory list. And then once it gets full, then if they try to grab another thing, then also the inventory's full. So the item acts as like the
Yeah,
thing inside the list.
it's like a holder of where the current inventory is. All right. No, I like it. You're gonna learn some other methods that'll make your life a lot easier later, but this is a really good solution. All right, what else do you need to do for Text Monster? Was that it?
That's what I have so far. I didn't include anything about the monsters yet.
All right, cool. So I think now that you've gotten past that, you should be able to finish this on your own. Or, well, not finish it on your own, but like you should be able to make lots of progress, and feel free to reach out. Hey, Milo.
Hello.
What are you working on?
I just have to make it so that you can't go past room 5 or into room 0, and then I'm done.
Awesome. That's what we were just working on with Victor. Are you waking up late? Is that what's happening?
No,
No?
I just was on the game. I'm like playing a game.
Oh my god.
I was on the Xbox, and then I had to unload. And I was like, oh snap, I should probably join.
Yeah. So would giving some sort of notification help you out?
Sure, yes.
Yeah. All right. That's honest. Okay. I'll make sure to send some notifications. Do you get notifications straight to your phone from Google Classroom?
Yes.
All right. Don't turn those off. So,
Oh yeah. So what made it good? It was because for inventory, like I made it easy. It's like look at like line 50. Like look what I did. I made it so like for user inventory, if they press a grab, and then if it's one of those 3, it only prints out the first 3 items in the list. So you can only have 3 items.
So one flaw to that is that they can still grab it because you're not checking to see if there are already 3 items before you allow them to grab it.
Oh yes, but like, we still can't use it
How?
because it'll only print out the first 3 items.
But how are you checking to see what they have?
I think I did that maybe farther up somewhere. I'm not sure.
You're doing it right here.
Oh, I am. Oh yes,
So-
I did right there.
So you're getting a count of the number of swords and the number of stones. So what that means is that it's still adding it to the inventory. You're just only printing out the first 3 items. So because you're just printing out the first 3 items, that's just what users can see. That's not what's actually in the user inventory itself.
Well, they have no idea.
So what you need to do is you need to check to see how long the inventory is. And if the inventory is already at 3, then you need to not allow them to add anything else.
So much.
Give an error message.
That's so much effort.
So if user input equals grab, that's what I'm looking at, right? If user input equals grab and the inventory is already at 3, then give an error message and say, no, you can't grab anything.
Okay.
Also, be a lazy programmer, embrace the elif. If user input equals down, user input isn't also going to equal left, right? So you can have an elif in there because you don't need to check to see if user input equals left once user input equals down. And all of these, user input equals up, equals right, you could have an elif that says user input equals grab. And within that, then say if current room equals sword, if current room equals stones, if current room, and then you can have an elif user input equals fight. So what I'm advocating you do is that you have a series of if statements like you already have, but it's just going to be a couple modifications where all of them are something along these lines. All right, you're just checking the user input, and then within those conditions, maybe you might do other things in there. You might check to see if, for example, the current room equals blah, blah. But if you have a series of elif statements for user input, then you'll be able to easily determine like what the user input and then do something else from there, as opposed to these compound conditions like current room equals and user input equals. That will make your life a little bit more difficult as you include error messages. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So keep on working on that. How's it going, DJ?
Going well. You?
I'm okay. So are you finishing up? What are you working on, Dwight?
Text monster.
Good. All right. Why are you logging on so late?
How bad that is on me.
All right. So I already agreed with Milo that I need to be sending out notifications a little bit before we're ready to start. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change the timing if people aren't getting on at the right time. Because now I need to hop off for environmental in just a couple minutes. Okay? So go ahead and make sure that you got Text Monster open. Is that not the right one? Is that the one you're working on, Dwight?
Let me see. Which one you said? Which one? No, that's not the one. Wait. Mine's that I was working on yesterday. I think I just named it text. No? Yeah, it did.
All right. Gonna end this meeting so that I can start environmental. Physics folks, I'll see you in a couple hours. Environmental folks, I'll see you in about 30 seconds.